So with the amount of time that I've been spending with the Game Boy, I've realized that I've really wanted to spend more time with its accessories and the kind of things that came out during the time that the Game Boy was released. I mean, this thing was all about being portable. That's what the point of the Game Boy was. So here we have this portable carry-all deluxe case. Now this is a smaller version of this, and honestly I don't even remember where I bought this one, because it's not showing up in my eBay purchase history. So I might have picked it up at like a swap meet or something. But anyways, I just wanted to show you guys this case and kind of what I've been packing in here. And I don't really take this with me anywhere. It's kind of more just like a storage here at home, but I can imagine back in the day people wanting to take this with them just because, you know, you could store quite a bit of stuff in it. So let's go ahead and get started real quick and show you guys what's in here. So we'll go ahead and get a turn here, and there we go. So this is everything that you were able to fit inside of this case. You know, I probably should have looked up images to see, you know, how people would lay stuff out, but this is everything I was able to fit in there, and it's pretty cool. I mean, this is truly portable gaming. You know, you have your little case and everything. You have your magnifier slash light, which is really cool. Even though it kind of fits a little bit tight in here when you go try and close it, but you have this, you have your link cable that I wrapped around this thing. I don't even know if that's the way it's supposed to be in there, but I couldn't find anywhere else to really put the link cable aside from tucked in here maybe. I'm guessing this is for batteries or something, but yeah, so I just kind of used it for this. You have a link cable, and then you have what's, you know, crazy to me to think, because I really didn't know it existed back in the day, was this portable battery that you could just use. You know, you clip it on and you can continue to have power on the Game Boy. It's really cool because it actually totally does still work to this day. You just have to charge it up. But that's insane. You know, I didn't even think that these things existed back in the day. I just figured you had to use batteries or the power adapter you would plug into the wall to get power. But this is really neat. This would have saved me so many batteries on some trips that I would take when I was younger with my family. We'd go out from California to Texas, and I'd go through quite a bit of batteries. So I don't know ultimately how long this thing lasts. I don't know if it just covers you for one set of batteries or multiple. I mean, the Game Boy, the original one, could go for about 30 hours on 4 AA. So never really got a chance to fully test this thing to see how long it lasts nowadays. Who knows what the battery is like, honestly, but I still think it's really neat. And then of course you can put quite a few games in here. You could fit another row, but it started feeling a little bit tight. So I kind of just left it with a few here. And then one thing I did notice though is that if you don't use like these cases and stuff, the cartridges are just kind of loose in there. And you know, when you go to close it, they'll just flop out and everything. So as a precaution, I just went ahead and, whoop, my light just switched on me. Whoops. Anyways, so yeah, I would just use these as a kind of like safety to keep them from moving around, since this is more of a tight fit. So when you go like that, they don't come out. But yeah, these are, you know, the games that I usually carry around with me and stuff like that. And then of course my Game Boy, which has the backlight on it, which you've seen in other videos. Yeah, so don't really need the magnifier slash light thing anymore, because the screen is a little bit bigger. I mean, I guess you could still attach it if you want more of a magnification. I guess, you know, you could still do that. Yeah, it kind of does bring it up a little bit. You just don't need to use the light anymore because there's no need for it. And also it would constantly reflect. That was one thing I hated. It would always reflect on the screen itself. So it's kind of annoying that it would shoot back at you, that light. But I did used to use this thing so much back in the day. Whoops. Because it was just, you know, handy when you didn't have a backlight Game Boy. But yeah, that's my Game Boy. You guys have seen it before. The backlight on it is amazing, and it's really kind of rejuvenated my love for the Game Boy. I mean, I've been collecting the Game Boy for a few years now, but honestly, the backlight just brings it up to a whole new time where you can use it more frequently without needing, you know, a backlight and stuff like that. But this was really neat. You know, this was a cool thing, and I didn't have anything this big when I was a kid. The kind of ones I had were the smaller little like case ones, and I know I have one somewhere around here. I don't know if I'll be able to find it right now, but honestly, like, it's really cool. Let me see if I can find it. One sec. Yeah, so I had more something along the lines of this, which was just easier to kind of carry around. I mean, it's still pretty big, but this is where I would carry my Game Boy, and I'd probably have another Game Boy in there right now. Yep. And then, you'd be able to have your games up here and some batteries, and then you can use this as your compartment for your cables and stuff. So that's really cool. I love that they have all these kinds of little accessories and stuff. So this one's probably the one that when I do take my Game Boy, and I know I'm going to take quite a few games and stuff, I'll use this one just because it's smaller and I could throw this inside of a bag. For this guy, like, I mean, it literally has a whole, thing like a strap. It has a strap that you can go ahead and carry your Game Boy like that. I don't think I ever saw a kid with this thing out in the wild or anything like that, but it would have been really neat to see. Be like, yeah, that dude is serious about his Game Boy stuff. And I mean, why wouldn't you be? The Game Boy's awesome, and I still love the system so much. I'm not looking to do a complete collection or anything of all the games for it. Honestly, a lot of it's been trying to re-get games that I had when I was a kid, or go ahead and get games that I couldn't get when I was a kid because, lack of money or parents didn't want to get it for you. So that's really my adventure with the Game Boy. That's what it's been. I can't stop buying Game Boys just because they're so neat. I should probably leave some for other people. But I'm waiting on my Game Boy Color kit from Funny Plane to build that together, and I'll make a video on that because I absolutely love the Game Boy, and I have so many fond memories of the Game Boy. It's just such an amazing system, and when you look at all these new handhelds like Ambernick and Retroid, all them trying to do this, they're trying to replicate this. They're trying to replicate the Game Boy because the Game Boy design was so awesome and it was so perfect. You didn't need anything more aside from, of course, like a light and not a shitty screen on it. So I can see why all these companies are still trying to get that design down of Game Boy and why people are buying them, because the Game Boy is just iconic. It's just a system that you just want to have in your hands. It just feels right. Yeah, we have things like the Nintendo Switch and bigger handhelds like the Steam Deck, and they make sense and they're great, and a lot of people use them for emulation, playing Game Boy games, but it's never going to replace for me the feeling of an actual Game Boy or a Game Boy Pocket or a Color. It's just not going to do it. So for me, I'd rather have these systems that I can convert with a backlight so that I can still play on actual hardware, So yeah, that's just my video on this. I just had this thing lying around and I'm like, I want to put a video. I want to put this stuff in here and kind of take a little, trip down memory lane to show how we used to carry our Game Boy stuff around, and it's just awesome, man. I love the Game Boy so much. It's still going to be something that I'm going to have for years to come, as long as I can continue to play it, as long as the hardware doesn't go out on me. It's incredible. And if you have a Game Boy, let me know down in the comments if you still collect for it. Are you playing a Game Boy? Or do you have like one of the newer systems like the Retroid Pockets or the Ambernick? Or the other dozens of knockoffs that have come out, that let you play these games. But let me know what you think. Let me know if what you're playing, if you're still playing old games like this. Because I certainly am, and especially with the little quick shout out for the Epilogue GB operator. This has also brought in a lot of life into me playing Game Boy, because it gives me the opportunity to play these games on my computer and then continue them on the Game Boy. So if you've seen a video on this, I'll have it linked up above. Just a quick review that I did on it and a quick look. But this definitely has helped a lot because you can back up saves, you can upload saves, and then just play the games on your PC. It just connects via USB-C. So no TV output, but you can definitely play actual cartridges on your computer, and that's how I've been doing my streams with Pokemon Gold. So anyways, guys, that'll do it. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate all the love that I've been getting down in the comments, and all the new subscribers. Welcome to my channel. Gonna keep trying to do this over and over again because I just love to talk about video games and old consoles and memories and all that stuff. So let me know what you think, guys. Take it easy. Bye.